Welcome, and Collins here. Today we're going to create this Ladybug card. Let's go over the products I used. I used the Shimmer Mist in Pearl, the Aqua Pigment in Turquoise, Aqua Pigment in Blue, the Aqua Pigment Watercolor Paper, and the lovely Ladybugs stamp set. This is 40 pieces. You get 4 large images, 3 ladybugs and a bumblebee, adorable, several little flowers, some berries, tiny little bugs, some foliage, and then you have 3 sentiments. Good luck, you make my heart smile, and sending you a love bug hug. All right, so I'm going to set aside everything else, and I'm going to show you that I went ahead and stamped, doing some masking, and colored some flowers and some other foliage, a little ladybug. I have an action wobbler, and then I have the Aqua Pigment watercolor, layering cardstock in black and red, and the heavyweight card base. And we're going to do a landscape style card today. Alright, so I'm going to move everything out of our way. I have our Aqua watercolor paper, Aqua Pigment watercolor paper. I have some water. I'm going to mist my watercolor paper. I'm going to put a few drops of my turquoise down here. And I'm using a really inexpensive, dry, hard bristle brush because I want those strokes to come through. And the reason why I want that is going to create this fun texture to our sky. Leaving some areas white, which is the background here, it'll create the clouds in our background. So I'm going to heat this front and back. It's going to curl a little bit, but that's okay. You know, it's watercolor. That's how it goes. So we're going to go ahead and smooth that out a bit. And now I'm going to bring in a little bit more of our blue, just a small drop. Dip our brush, and then I'm just going to flick it. Just flick it. And that's what's great about these little harder bristle brushes. They're great for that. It's like a straw or synthetic type thing. So I'm going to flick on some chroma mist in Pearl just to add a little texture to the background. So we have our splatters done. I'm going to give that a quick heat set so we can move on. So once that's all set, we're going to start layering our card panel onto our layering cardstock. Each of these were cut about 1/8 of an inch smaller than the next. So the white aqua color was smaller than the black will be smaller than the red, and like that, except the red is an A2 size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and trim off the excess here that I don't need of our little flowers here. And all I did was stamp these little flowers that you have in the stamp set. I created little masks for them, and then I just stamped the flowers and there's like little leaves. I put those in there and just created a little cluster at the bottom just to create a little ground for our little ladybug to be flying off of. So it just didn't look like just big sky there. I'm going to add here our action wobbler to our ladybug. So press her down and look. Oh my God, she flickers. So cute. All right. So and then I added foam adhesive to our floral little path down there. So I'm going to adhere our panel to our card base, and now we're going to move on to our sentiment. This card comes together pretty quick as our background is just so easy to do, and the ladybug there's not that much like coloring to it because you know it's black and red. All right, so I'm creating the little piece of scrap paper that I had here. It's actually a little scrap of Aqua Pigment watercolor paper that I had from another project, and I'm just going to do the same thing I did to the background, but without the flickering of the splatters. Bringing in our Raven detail ink here, and I'm going to stamp our sentiment. I'm using my stick and stamp mat to do that. It's great for those little pieces of paper like this that you have a quick little sentiment or image you want to stamp on. I'm going to trim down our sentiment as small as I can so it fits nicely in our card. And I wanted to nestle it just to the top left here, but I wanted to make sure it clears the ladybug. I don't want her wings. Well, actually ladybugs can be boys too. The ladybug's wings, so that you know it can just flicker out there and fly about, sending all those love bug hugs. So I'm bringing in the sequins, the Ladybug sequins, and I'm going to put a little smattering of them throughout the card. I'm going to nestle some within the florals down on the bottom, a few by the sentiment, and then our card will be done. And I'm sorry this part of the video got really blurry. I was adjusting something when I came back. For some reason it was blurry. And here we're back to normal. Don't know. Camera's weird. Alright, so again, the products we use with a lovely Ladybug stamp set: Aqua Pigment, Watercolor, Aqua Pigments in blue and turquoise, Chrome Mist in pearl, the Ladybugs, lovely Ladybug sequins, and Raven ink. I will have everything listed in the description box below. I hope you found some inspiration today.